Hello and welcome to Donington Park. My name is Amanda Anderson and I'm a motor racing driver. And for this year, I've decided to get a series of videos together to try and encourage more females to join a very male-dominated sport. I've raced a wide range of different cars, and this year I'm going to be racing a Caterham in the Caterham Graduates Racing Series. So I'm hoping to film a little bit about what we do behind the scenes, the journey, what you can expect at race meetings, to try and encourage other people, particularly females, to come and have a go. Because really, motor racing is one of those things that it doesn't matter what gender you are, it's just what you do behind the wheel. And Caterham's is a great learning place to do that. And in our series, all the Caterhams are the same, and it is down to the drivers. So when you put on a helmet, there's very little difference. Can't really think of that much difference at all, actually, between a female and a male. So let's give it a go. So I popped down to Redgate to see what Caterhams are doing. Today we're at a pre-season track day. Caterham Graduates Club every year run a pre-season track day so that drivers come along, blow off the cobwebs and have some practice before the season starts. So we're at the end of February and our season starts at the end of March. We will be at Brands Hatch supporting trucks during the Easter weekend. So drivers are out there today getting some practice in, getting a feel back of the car and getting ready for the season ahead. So I made my way to the exit of Redgate and you can see the Caterham still continuing with their track day behind me. I thought I'd give you a little bit of a snippet or insight into what the Caterham Graduate Racing Series is. So the club has two classes of car, the 135 and also 150. And in official Caterham speak, they are a 270R and a 310. We have two grids over 7 race weekends, and 6 of those are UK rounds and 1 is overseas. So our overseas round this year is at Zandvoort in the Netherlands, which is pretty cool to be able to say that you're going to go and race at a Formula 1 circuit. Last year was just as cool as we managed to go and race at Spa in Belgium, and it's an circuit. To be honest, it's living a dream. So the Caterham Graduates have 7 races, as I said, 6 in the UK. And I'm hoping my memory can remember them all. Maybe not in order, so please don't check. But we'll be at Brands Hatch, we'll be at Castle Combe, we'll be at Cadwell, that's 3. We'll be at Sletterton 4, Anglesey 5, and also Donington Park. So back here in end of October, I believe it is, with the official Caterham series for the Caterham. Our club is probably one of the most friendly out there, and it's a club that's run by volunteers. Majority of them are drivers, frontline drivers for drivers. And really, I think one of the biggest benefits of our club is really tight regulations. So you can't go and spend a shed load of money on your car but changing on because the regulations are really tight. And also, the other nice thing about our club is that it's really super friendly. So if you end up coming out racing like I did, probably 12 years ago, I had no clue. I was kind of pretending to be able to do bits and pieces with cars, but club members would come and help me out whenever I needed support. So it was a real big benefit to joining the graduate series. So one of the things I'd like to introduce to you today is Caterham Graduates Racing Series are doing something fairly unique this year. They're going to be running a friends and family race in August at Sletterton. So when the club is racing there, they've decided to put on an extra race that will be dedicated to friends and families of our members who haven't held a racing license before, so haven't actually had that on-track experience. In the hope that our friends and families can borrow our cars and have a really great experience. And it's one of the really great things our club is doing to try and increase diversity. So if you are watching this and you really fancy giving it a go, then myself and Alpha 7 will be able to support you to do that journey from road driving to race driving. And I think one of my missions is now going to be to see whether or not I can support at least 10 females. That's one hand, Amanda, so I need two. At least 10 females to have some form of new on-track experience. So I'd be really interested if you're watching today's video and you're sitting there thinking, oh, would I like to give it a go? Why haven't I given it a go? Is this something that I'd like to consider? Then please don't hesitate to get in touch. And I'm more than happy to speak to you about having a motor racing experience. I'm intrigued because it's something that caught my imagination at the age of 14, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've got to be honest, I've never been into horses. Horse riding is not for me. Mainly because they have a mind of their own. At least when I'm driving a racing car, it's my foot that's on the accelerator and I have some form of control over it, right? So I'm interested to know why more females aren't in motor racing. Is it just the normal ones like budget, or never really had a role model to aspire to, or never really seen that it's for them to get into? Maybe it's a hobby that you've never experienced before or even thought about it being possible. Or maybe it's just something that you just go, no, I really don't want to do it. But I'd love to know. So if you do have any insights in that regard, then please let me know. Other than that, I am on a mission to get more females into racing cars, but I'm also on a mission to get more females into the industry. So I'm in a privileged position that I am now a team owner. Sounds a bit of an odd one for me to say, because I haven't said it too many times. Alpha 7 was born just over a year ago. And it's my husband and I's team. We met through motor racing, so we've been on this amazing journey together. We've met some incredible friends, and we wanted to give something back. So we now run Caterhams in the Caterham Graduate Series, and we'd love to speak to you and see whether or not we can get some more racers involved. But even if you wanted something as a different role, I'd love to be able to say that we've got a female mechanic or race technician working for us, so please drop me a line. Yeah, any questions, then please let me know. So I thought I'd take a moment to just talk through that if you saw the little bit before this and you went, oh yeah, I quite fancy getting myself into motorsport. How on the earth do I do that? I thought I would give you a little bit of an insight. So as a quick insight, you could, if you have a road license, you could go on a track day. You could take your road car to your local circuit and pay for a track day. And that gets you on track. Probably the most easiest, cost-effective way to do it. The slight trick with that is if you're taking your road car on a circuit, obviously that is your wheels to get home again. So if anything happens on that track day, then you end up in a bit of a sticky situation. There are companies like Alpha 7 that will hire your cars for track days, so that you can get into something that's a bit racier without having to go out and buy your first car. Otherwise, you then have to consider getting your motor racing license. And the Motorsport Association do a get started pack. Within that, it gives you all the rules and regulations, and then invites you to take your ARDS test. And your ARDS test is effectively your way into getting your license. And during the ARDS, there are two parts. There is a driving assessment that takes place at the circuit, and then there is also a theory test. Once you have that, you can then access racing events. And you are effectively then a novice racing driver. And you would have to have a square yellow sticker on the back of your car with a black cross. And once you have 6 signatures, so once you finish a race and everything's clean and everything's okay, the marshals will sign it off, or the target will sign it off for you. And when you've got 6, you're then no longer classified as an novice. And that's effectively your way into motorsport. You will, however, need some kit. So you will need a helmet. You'll need, if you're going racing, you'll need a hands device. You will also need racing overalls, underwear, gloves, really important to keep hands warm, and also some racing boots. And if you are ever coming round to motor racing circuits, like it is today, and I apologise for the McLaren hat and the scarf, they are quite chilly places, so make sure that you wrap up warm. And always have your fingers crossed that the weather's going to be nice and not going to start raining. So it's a little bit of a snippet insight into getting into motor racing. Hopefully that fills you in. That's where you be. One of the interesting features of today's track day is that they've allowed members to be able to take out friends and families as passengers, but also put aside 2 novice sessions so that those that haven't had very much track experience have been able to get out on track in their own separate session. So there's been people jumping in and out of cars and giving motor racing a try. There's a couple of families that are putting their children into their cars, and also we have actually seen a few more females out today, which has been absolutely superb. Quite a few passengers are also getting passenger rides. It just enables friends and families to get that little bit closer to the action. A lot of people ask me, what is it about motor racing that you really enjoy? And I guess for me, it's that ultimate challenge. It's me with a machine trying to get the most out of it that I possibly can and seeing how fast that I can drive it around any circuit that I end up being at. For me, my favourite part of the race weekend is qualifying, where it is just literally focused on how can I get the fastest lap out of this as possible. Other people really enjoy the racing, the testing, going up to a race weekend, but for me, the real sweet spot for me is qualifying. Quite often, I get asked, what's your favourite racing circuit? And I always find that really challenging. When I've come back here to Donington today, I look at it, superb set of corners, crane a curve, seeing the cars come down here, with the long hairpin. What a challenge. So I really like Donington as a circuit. I really like Cadwell. On a 1 lap, Cadwell is absolutely fantastic. I love the fact that it's undulating and you've got some blind corners that you have to really put faith in the car. Equally, last year we had the privilege to go to Spa, and that is just such an iconic circuit. So I find it really challenging. Now I live fairly near to Snetterton. Snetterton's a great circuit, but it's just a little bit flat, but it has a wide range of different circuits. So I'm really hedging my bets on that one, really, aren't I? Sorry.